any good anyway.
Yeah, I looked, it's not funny, I looked and I thought, God. I can't believe she's maybe got that old.
Hey, Ray.
Who isn't it?
That's Heidi's mother, and she looks like, I know.
Ray. Where you go?
I guess everyone was there. Who was it just was there? Telling us about it.
Ray, come and cut this meat, please.
Good thing.
You take your coats?
No, I took them today, but not tonight. Not at supper time yet. You want me to?
Apples.
Maybe there's enough here.
Except the oldest one must look like her dad. The two little ones look like this.
Doesn't seem to be much there in that piece that one either. Does it?
Two families that have just had 5 children.
Todd brought that.
It doesn't really work, Todd. It's just, you just practice and just turn on the batteries once.
Yeah, to see how the charge
And
takes
just make
it.
sure the charge.
He's taken the charge, he's
Send me
running
your
on.
Brooks t-shirt.
Oh, yeah, here you are.
We get that,
You like that, don't you,
the
Richard?
porcupine, we put it in the first fruit tree to get a plug in. I have to make sure I get this in there.
Yeah. Don't, Rachel, don't the grandchildren say, Grandpa, don't smoke? Aren't they big enough to talk
They
and
don't
say?
know, they don't know any better yet.
Huh?
They don't know any better yet.
Oh, usually they learn awful fast. Huh?
3 years old.
But how about the oldest little boy?
Why, his dad smokes too, though.
Larry smokes too.
Yeah.
And doesn't he say anything to him? From TV, this little granddaughter is just 5 years old, and I don't know what Emily would say. If we, oh, she'd stop and think, no, she'd have.
was in, maybe it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Henry and Crystal's bedroom over there, and this was Grandpa's bedroom.
Used to be a little shed there all the
Yeah,
time.
but I mean, that part was,
This was the original, we're in now, was the original place. And even where Cecil's looking there right now,
that was Grandpa's bedroom.
Oh, yeah.
Then they-
originally.
Yeah, then they remodeled and this was the kitchen.
Kick the head anthill, let's see what happens here.
Watch him pick up the eggs and take them underneath.
Watch him disappear quick.
Do they ever?
That's right.
Remember that time we had Ronnie's cows in the trail and that time we used to have them in all the time. Just about every time they come up in the field we'd run them in and ride them. Never had any knuckles in our fingers. I always tell you riding the hide off. Yeah, much fun. It was mostly razorback steers. Razorback steers. Yeah. We had one red cow that could really put out if she wanted to. She had the horns on. Yeah, that's the one. We were all rider except Ralph, but he'd try it. She put the horns back, she tried to get you. I remember that now, yeah. She couldn't mean. She didn't. Boy, nothing like that one in that bull in Calgary, eh? Or did you see that on TV? No.
That big white one.
No, a black white face. What do they call him? Rambo. Never been ridden yet. He's mean, is he? Ho, ho, ho.
He didn't come out of shoot, but you see that when his caretaker was right in that trail and she rides him.
Yeah.
So he comes out in 3 pieces, they don't know which one he to hang on to.
That's just about it, too.
That is, boy, I tell you, you can
Two
pop
ju-
in and just...
Two jumps and he was loose. Ralph used to break horses for us. He was always get the horses out, and he had. I remember this little sorrel mare. She was. Remember? Yeah. She was pretty quiet, and he was quiet, but he had her under control. Went over to Frank's place, and Frank says, "How is she?" "Oh, nothing to her." And he says, and Ralph went out and gave her a swat with a spurs or something, and she gave him a ride like he didn't know whether he was on or off. She could buck. That's the one your dad wanted built in for him, wasn't it? No, I sold it to Johnny St. Arnold. That old rider was a killer. Yeah, that's what. You wore it right up to here on you. It was
I happened to
mean.
see one in the co-op the other day, and I thought for a minute that it looked the same, but then I thought after that one of yours had a higher front.
Yeah, it was deep. You called it a Rough Rider, I think. Yeah. Didn't they? Asked him to be a Jensen about it. He tried it one morning on a little blue roan they had up there. Yeah, just about punctured him. Well, he just kind of fell into her and he couldn't get out. Yeah? That little roan could really go to work too. But that's the only horse we had there, and we had to go chase the rest up. I was digging out some pictures the other day, and I found, and I was telling somebody about having some pet coyotes. Oh, yeah. And they didn't believe me, and I dug these 2 pictures out. I used to be able to tease them off them under the house to eat, but that's all. Ralph and I Yeah,
Yeah,
you
we,
there, Cecil? I don't remember.
no, I think just the two
We
of us.
dug them out of a sandbank. God, we spent about 3 days digging on them things.
Yeah,
And when we dug we must have gone 15 feet back in
oh,
there.
yeah, good 15.
We got away back there. All we had to do was dig about 5 feet. There was an air hole. About 5 feet down, we'd got into these little
Yeah,
guys.
but we dug in right in from the entry. We got 5 of them out there that time.
I think so. But you know what I think about it? We were really stupid because that was soft sand we were digging in. The whole thing could have just like
Yeah.
that. We'd have been dead.
Yeah,
Wet sand we were into.
never worried much about it them days though.
I don't know. We used to swim the horses in this river. Well, I don't know about you so much. I used to be in here all the time swimming them horses.
Remember the time that you and I came down on the raft that we built out of the logs from Sanders' barn, 3 logs tied together with 2 lariats. And Cecil brought the horses. Danny wiped us off over here in the corner, and we finally did get in, but away down the stream here, and then old Bill Henderson just reamed us out. Crazy kid.
I wasn't even scared because I didn't even remember doing that.
No, you speed some of the darndest things.
Always tangled up with horses. Or fall on you, or bite you, or kick you, or something there.
And then I had him a race with one I'd just ridden him twice. And I had him a race down along the bank, and we had a gate across the fence
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And that sucker didn't make the gate. Come right over on top of me, and I was out for
Well,
down the hollow.
concussion, and you didn't know what was going on for a couple of hours. Couldn't remember.
No.
I remember that racehorse you had.
Oh, yeah, that black
And
one.
remember that car you built?
Yeah.
And we got Richard on there, and he was going to steer it, and you were pulling it with a racehorse?
Yeah. What did it do? Hit the ditch or something?
Oh, God.
Oh, I think probably.
I remember you came down one time with that old Star, that old car. You had the body off it, and you had the just a box to sit on, hame straps to keep the tires from blowing out.
Yeah.
And Ralph drove up with her. He had her running. He said, "Let's go for a ride." We jumped on her, headed out towards and got just about to the top of the hill, and she went about 4 shots like that because the front wheel bearings were gone out of her. And once she started going like that, you couldn't handle her, and she hit the ditch. And I remember Dad and I think somebody else was there, I don't know who, come running down the road. They heard this crash down there. They thought we were all dead. Nothing happened. We would be probably going 10 miles an hour.
That's about it. Yeah.
That's the same hill we took the motorcycle and Frank stole on. And Frank stuck his feet down and
left it.
end over.
Yeah, trying to get it started. Something, the points in the mag were beat up to the shingle nail heads in for points. And then we were towing it, and Frank, he was down there adjusting everything as we were towing. Richard was pulling it on a little gray mare up to the house and grabbed the rifle, and down the bank again, and we were going to shoot the big one right at her feet there. Sitting up.
That was a 303 and we're shooting 30-30 shells.
That's right, yeah. That's what it was.
303 was too big. She was a little floppy. We aimed at the old bear, hit the cover about 20 feet long.
Killed the cub, huh?
Yeah,
Then you had hell broke loose, huh?
yeah, we went over and got it eventually, but we let her get out of the road first. But that old Packhorse that you used to use on the cowhide race all the time, what the heck?
Big, strong horse.
Yeah, I used to like that sucker. When I was breaking him in, and I had him down here, Watts's one time shooting a bunch of horses for a survey outfit that was going on with the government. And this old brown bear come into Ron Watts's pigs there, so this, the head of this outfit, he said, well, come on over to they used to have a hall there, and he had all the stuff laid out in the hall, and they were packing their boxes in there. Come on over to the hall, he said. I got a brand new 30-30, he said. So I grabbed the 30-30 and about 3 shells and plugging them in on the run and went down past the barn and couldn't see a goddamn thing. And then all of a sudden the old bear come walking along the fence line, just about, well, from here to that little fence away, I guess. So I let blast at it, and it run across the road in front of me, and I shot again. And I nailed it that time, but not too hard, I didn't think. So I jumped into the bull pasture there, run across it because there was another little field south of it, and I was going to get another crack at it. And about 2/3 of the way across, and I looked back and the old bull was coming, and by God, I cleared that fence, just high-jumped it, never missed a step even. Out onto the field and took another bang at the bear, and then I took this black horse the next day, and that sucker just put his nose to the track and followed him. He took me right up within about 40 feet of him. And I had the same rifle, and I got off and took aim at him right in the head and clipped a willow about 5 feet above him. That's how far that sight was out.
Another big horse that I like so much is that
Big Pinto.
Tarzan, yeah, the big Pinto's mate. Yeah, kind of.
Oh, that sucker that they couldn't pack or couldn't ride or...
No, he was a good pack horse. He was a much better saddle horse. He was that, he had a straight, we called him a Pinto, but he wasn't too much. He had a big
ball face.
blaze on his face.
Yeah.
But he was gelding, but boy, he was a good horse.
Yeah, I remember him.
Smart.
Really a big, tall horse.
Yeah, well,
Once he was broke to be a saddle horse, nobody even thought about packing him again.
Pinto, or the one that they got with that Pinto was a pure black. I can't remember what his name was, but
Well, that Tarzan, that big black.
son of a gun had buck to start with, and every time you went down a hill and hit a flat, he'd buck. But he was a good horse. Boy, he could trot. Richard and I chased him one time. He a bunch of rice and something else that he figured he couldn't hurt anyway, and they turned him loose in the yard there, and he unloaded everything, and then the tarp was still hanging on the lash rope about 30 feet behind him, and he was just heading back for the pasture in the creek, and we couldn't catch him, god dang way, and we finally did get him, but the tent was missing, brand new tent. And we hunted that place for 2 or 3 days on horseback and couldn't find it. And then when I was shooting squirrels that winter, it was about 20 feet up in the spruce, hanging there. Still good. It had half the tent sucked through the hole though where the pole went. How the heck it did that, I don't know. Oh, we used to have a lot of fun. 2 pounds, the stove ran the tent each, and we used to pack that on them. And we took off from 2 lakes one time. And that sucker went into the creek on the end of the second lake, right down to the cacti, because that's just a soup hole in there. And Carl, he come back and he said, well, you unpack him and drag him out of there, he said, and we'll just carry on, you'll catch us. And it was raining and thundering and lightning, and then try and get that sucker down that creek, Stetson Creek, because it was a steep trail just down through the spruce. God dang. He finally did sell him, though. A year later, I think, Quebec used him for mink feed.
Mink bait.
Yeah. In fact, I think I ate a steak off of that sucker, if I remember right. I was over at Quebec's skinning mink. Horse steak. Oh, we got that island over there. Yeah, well, that's about where the flat used to come to.
That's where the flag used to come to.
Yeah. But I can remember Alphonse Lofstrom and I throwing rocks across who could get one to the other side. And that was in 57, 58. But the old road sure standing up good.
Yeah, well, both of these, this is both good banks.
We drove down to...
The Sand Point there?
No, we came just right up.
Oh.
2 years ago.
Yeah, they come right down to the bottom and fish and stuff now.
See where that creek comes in, the trail up that bank up to the drill point.
Yeah, and he's talking of taking his cat and coming down the creek. He's been talking to some of the Department of Environment, just to push himself a little down for winter because he plays a lot of hockey here in Wembley, I figured he'd just push a road down there and then he could slip across here. Cripes, he's only 20 minutes from Wembley, whereas he's got to go about 40-something miles. Oh, yeah. Say that's,
Oh, geez, you got good heavy stuff, eh?
That's brass.
Eh?
It's bronze.
It is, bro.
Yeah, so it's, it'll never rust or anything ever happen to it.
Oh, yeah, you got bolts to...
Yeah, I got bronze bolts, and I'm gonna take and lock it on and screw it in there.
Yeah, that's good.
But, last time, I never thought about what we were in last time, and then I thought, well, last time I kind of had the idea that maybe we should have done something, do something.